keep beckoning to me.
This is the story of 28-year-old Maria Antonietta, who came from Romania to a small village near Lake Trasimeno in Italy. She got a job in a nightclub, met an older man and had a child, and the illusion of a possible future with him.
Well, she wasn't very happy that she had to go back to her old job, but she was glad she had a child. That was the most important thing for her. She believed in what he said, in what he did, perhaps because he was mature, older. She thought that everything he said was true, and that was it. More recently, he had stressed her a bit too much because he wanted to set up a company and told her she didn't work hard enough. But how could she do this if she was already working at night and had to take care of the child? It wasn't easy.
The story of Maria Antonietta, with her big blue eyes that were perhaps showing signs of her tiredness, ended with her being killed on a rainy night by the man who didn't want to lose her, and in whom perhaps she never stopped believing.
He often used to say, "I'll give you wings to fly."
He had a sort of rational insanity. He practically said that he felt betrayed by this woman and that he had to do something to make himself feel better, because he'd always dreamed he'd marry this woman, and presumably the rejection he received led him, in our opinion, to premeditate the murder. Then he wanted to dress her as a bride, as if to say, "I wanted to lead you to the altar, and instead you betrayed me."
Forever trapped inside a wedding gown, the story of Maria Antonietta ends behind the darkened windows of a house overlooking the lake. A terrible story, conjuring up striking imagery, it seems to encompass all the tragedies that female victims experience behind the firmly shut windows of their daily lives. If these events are not brought to life on the pages of crime stories, they remain confined to the shadows of the local news reports and soon fade away. Only the private grief about the personal tragedies remains. And yet, the incidence of this kind of violence is very high. The pages for every day in a calendar can be filled with them. In 2003, 190 women were killed, more than in the previous year and even more than in 2001. In most cases, they were killed by men with whom they were romantically involved. Over the years, the number of murdered wives or girlfriends has increased. Women who had decided to end their relationship with the person who would ultimately become their killer. And there's no distinction between class, country or ethnic groups. In the United States, at least 7 out of the 10 crimes of passion committed every day occur because of separations. The face of Bluebeard, the most brutish of fairy tale husbands, is rekindled and reproduced in 1,000 mirrors.
I won't let you disobey me. No, not you. And you believe all this nonsense?
No!
It has been said that men who are excluded from the creation of life find death to be more powerful than life, because life takes their power away. It seems there is no end in sight to the repetition of the age-old story of women being considered as chattels. They are subjected to the rights of their master, who may make any life or death decision over them. In 1981, crimes of passion were removed from the Italian statute books. However, domestic assaults are still considered minor offences compared with those occurring outside the family environment. No campaign for citizen safety has ever tackled this tragic issue, which results in as many deaths as mass murder. Apparently, this is a problem that belongs to private individuals, not to society. A woman and a man. The jealous lover who wants to keep his loved one so much he is ready to destroy her so that he is not deprived of her love, not alienated from his possession. Added to this is the fragility of modern times. Men who are incapable of coping with loss feel the world around them crumble and feel lost. This fragility is echoed in ancient words. In Medea, by the author Euripides, Jason says, "Men should have begotten children from some other source, no female race existing. Thus would no evil ever have fallen on mankind." Many men would even kill themselves for their love, and not only symbolically. More than 1/3 of murderers commit or attempt suicide. However, for a woman, it is difficult to escape. Some women are bound to the culture of sacrifice. They have always, even though unconsciously, wished to be owned. To die for love, then. In our story, not even Maria Antonietta escaped from this known danger.
On Valentine's Day, he tied the woman to a chair in the kitchen. He'd already threatened her with a knife. On St. Valentine's Day. If she'd told anyone else, it would have alerted people to what was going on, and perhaps what actually happened wouldn't have happened. Instead, she only told her closest friends, friends that came from her home country.
So the message is not to keep these secrets inside, wrapped in shame, even though women are well trained to do so. The message is to read the story of Bluebeard again. It has a happy ending because the heroine does not keep her secret. The bridal gown does not become her prison. She takes the key, opens the door, unveils the secret, and is free at last to live life for real.